this lecture, we will be looking at another couple of conventional techniques for evaluating phosphorus release from soils, and these techniques include the Oxalate-extractable P, Iron-oxide Strip P, and Turtle P. Remember, in the earlier lecture, we had looked at water-soluble P as well as a soil test P. For oxalate-extractable P, the extractant is 0.1 molar oxalic acid plus 0.175 molar ammonium oxalate at a pH of 3.5. Now, before, of course, you do the extraction, you need to prepare the soil, and the soil preparation handling is similar to those which we have discussed before for water-soluble P determination, as well as soil test P and so on. The solution, the oxalate-extractable solution, can also be used for the determination of iron and aluminum in solution. The oxalate extractant is obtained by extracting 0.5 grams of soil with 25 milliliters of extractant by equilibrating the suspension for 4 hours with continuous shaking. Then centrifuge and filter through a 0.45 micron filter paper. Analyze for P using an inductively coupled plasma spectroscopy procedure, and it's better known as ICP. Note that the extraction should be done in the dark. We move on to the Iron-oxide Strip P procedure. This is used to study P availability to plants and algae. It's also used for studying P desorption kinetics and P dynamics in the field. Well, the benefits of using iron-oxide strip P is that it does not depend on the destructive dissolution of soil components or of the reaction products. Now, how do we prepare the iron-oxide coated filter paper? Immerse the Whatman filter paper in 0.65 molar iron chloride solution overnight. Then add dry and immerse in 2.7 molar ammonium hydroxide for 30 seconds. Rinse and keep in deionized water for an hour. The filter paper can then be used immediately or dried and stored for future use. Now, how do we extract the P from the soil? Place the filter paper in a mesh screen and seal with a plastic clamp, as you can see in the photo to your right. Add 5 grams of soil into a 4-ounce bottle and add 30 milliliters of double deionized water. The photograph on the bottom right shows what should be done. Insert the mesh screen with the enclosed filter paper so that it does not move during shaking. Cap the bottle and shake for 16 hours. At the end of the shaking, remove the filter paper from the screen. Rinse the filter paper with double deionized water for several seconds. Extract the P from the iron oxide impregnated filter paper by adding 50 ml of 0.2 molar sulfuric acid in a 125 milliliter Erlenmeyer flask and shake for an hour. Determine P using the ascorbic acid technique on a spectrophotometer. Now, here's the picture of the spectrophotometer, which is used where you can determine the phosphorus using the ascorbic acid technique. This procedure determines inorganic P in solution. The ICP, this instrument determines P as well, but the procedure determines total P, that is the sum of the inorganic and the organic P in solution. and therefore the difference in the P concentration between the ICP and the spectroscopic free would be a measure of the organic P in solution. The total phosphorus in soil samples is determined using the ignition method. The total P represents the amount of organic and inorganic P in the soil. The procedure involves a combination of ignition at 550 degrees centigrade and acid digestion to dissolve and convert the organic P into the inorganic P, followed by analysis for inorganic P in digest by the ascorbic acid techniques using an autoanalyzer or a spectrophotometer, as I've indicated earlier. Now here is how you determine total P. Take 1 gram of soil in a beaker. Now label it with a high temperature marker and put it in a muffle furnace. Now why a high temperature marker? When you heat a soil sample in a beaker at high temperature, the markings, that is specifically the number of the sample and other information you have there, should not get erased. Then set the temperature of the muffle furnace to 300 degrees centigrade. Leave at 300 degrees centigrade for 30 minutes. A picture of the muffle furnace is shown in the slide. Raise the temperature to 550 degrees centigrade and leave at the high temperature for 4 hours. Allow it to cool, allow those beakers to cool in the muffle furnace itself, and then remove from the furnace and weigh the sample. Now that we have ignited the soil sample, how do we proceed with the TP determination? You moisten the sample with double deionized water, add 20 ml of 6 molar hydrochloric acid, and evaporate on a hot plate until dry. Add 1.125 milliliters of 6 molar hydrochloric acid along the side of the beaker. Heat to near boiling. You can see that in the picture to your right, top right. Filter through a number 41 Wortman filter paper into a 50 milliliter volumetric flask as shown on the picture to the bottom. Mix well and transfer to scintillation vials and save for analysis. Now note that this solution may be used for analysis for all other total metals other than P, for example, calcium, magnesium, iron, and aluminum. References, there are a whole range of references which have been cited in previous slides, so it's easy to go back and look for more details if you would like to do that. The references are in the next page as well.